Welcome to the virtual college fair for all Virginia students, sponsored by the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Counselors and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at strivescan.com/Virginia. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at that same website, strivescan.com/Virginia. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from Marshall University.
Welcome everyone. I hope you guys are doing great today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all, and we will go ahead and hold on just 1 second, sorry. Oh, right. Okay, awesome. All right, so my name is Olaf College. I am a recruitment coordinator here at Marshall University. I graduated from Marshall in 2017 with my bachelor's in public communications. So if you have any questions about what it's like to be an alumni at Marshall, then definitely feel free to ask me. So a little bit about Marshall. We are a mid-sized public institution located in Huntington, West Virginia. We have about 13,000 students, so we're not too big and we're not too small. So the perks of having a larger school is that we are a Division I athletics institution, so you do get free admission to all the games on campus. And we're also an R2 research institution, so that means that we have a lot of research opportunities for students as well. And in terms of that mid-sized field, we have a 19-to-1 staff to student ratio, and about 50% of your classes will have fewer than 20 students in them. It also takes about 15 minutes to get from one side of campus to the other, so it's super easy to navigate. So Marshall is made up of 8 colleges. And we have our College of Arts and Media, which includes majors like graphic design, journalism, and animation. Our Lewis College of Business. So Marshall School of Business was rated the best business school in the country in 2020 and also last year. So we're super pumped about that. We also have entrepreneurship majors, marketing majors, and broadcast journalism and sports management. Our College of Education and Professional Development. Marshall started out as a teaching college, so we do have a lot of great programs in our early childhood education program, and elementary education program is among the top 30 best schools in the country. Our College of Education and Health Professions includes majors like dietetics, nursing, physical therapy, physician's assistant, and occupational therapy. We also have a physical therapy at school. So our College of Engineering and Computer Sciences, that includes majors like biomedical engineering, aviation engineering. We also have majors like cybersecurity. Our College of Liberal Arts includes majors like communication studies, international affairs, and then all of our modern languages. Our College of Science includes pre-med, pre-pharmacy, pre-dentistry, and pre-veterinarian, and we do have a pharmacy and mid-school of campus. Our University College is reserved for those who may not know what they want to major in yet, and that's totally okay. So we will put you with a group of people who will help you decide that. Our admission requirements in terms of what you would need to submit is a 2.0 GPA with a 19 ACT or a 990 SAT, a 3.0 GPA with a 16 ACT or an 880 SAT. And we are test optional right now, but these are our general admission requirements if you have already taken the admission or ACT. So for admission, we just need a completed application with that $40 application fee, a copy of your high school transcript, and a copy of your ACT and SAT scores. If you are interested in applying, then feel free to email me. I'll attach my email at the very last slide, and you can email me and I'll waive that $40 application fee for you. So our merit-based scholarships are given to students based off their GPA and test scores. Any that you see here are renewable for up to 4 years, so you'll automatically receive those. Marshall also is one of the 100 most affordable colleges in the country, so we do offer you a lot of financial aid. And we also have our new scholarship portal. So you just submit one application and it'll auto assign you to the ones that you're eligible for. So these are all the services that we offer for students. Our career services, which will help you do mock interviews, job shadowing, resume help. We also have tutoring services included, and then we also have our writing center. And our counseling center is available for students, so we offer 24-hour counseling. Our advisors are there to help you stay on track for graduation. You will meet with them every single semester. I also like to mention our help program because that is for students with learning disabilities, and we do have one of our best programs in the country. So if you need accommodations or anything like that, we have a great help center. I also like to mention for student health that Marshall University does provide free health care to students. So if you're feeling sick, then all you have to do is just visit our Marshall Health Center, and we'll be able to meet you with a doctor, and you'll be prescribed some medication. And last but not least, if you are interested in learning more about Marshall University, feel free to email us at recruitment@Marshall, or you can email me personally. My name is Alyssa Hager at hager135@marshall.edu. And I would like to mention that we are also conducting in-person tours and virtual tours. So if you're interested in taking a trip and learning more about Marshall, then we are offering in-person visits, and we're offering them Monday through Friday, 4 times a day. That's at 9 a.m., at 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. And you do get a school excuse. So if you're interested in learning a little bit about what Marshall has to offer or majors, then you can always email us in advance, and we can set up a visit with someone from our department. So yeah, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to drop them in the chat below, or you can email me or our recruitment office directly. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from George Mason University.
Hi, everybody. Welcome so much for joining us this afternoon. I also have just a quick PowerPoint presentation to talk about Mason for a little bit today. So who are we here at George Mason? So we are the largest public research university in the state of Virginia. And so with that, we have a research rating of a tier 1 research university. So our undergraduates are getting the same same research opportunities and funding as our graduate students. We have about 26,000 undergraduates total, and then once you add graduate students in, we have about 37,000 students. We also have the youngest law school in the top 50, and we are the second largest residential campus in Virginia with about 6,400 beds on campus. And then our student population is represented by all 50 states and 139 countries, making our student populations actually one of the most diverse in Virginia. So we serve not only the traditional freshmen, but also transfer students, working adults, veterans, and even senior citizens who are coming back to take classes. We are located in Fairfax, Virginia, which is in the Northern Virginia area, and we're only about 15 miles outside of Washington, D.C. What are we looking like inside of the classroom? We have over 80 undergraduate majors with over 200 minors and concentrations. So you're really able to mix and match what you want to study in school. We also have over 55 accelerated master's programs. So you can actually get your bachelor's degree and your master's degree within 5 years. Every single student has the Mason Core, which is our way of saying general education requirements, as well as an academic advisor within their degree and major to really help figure out when to take classes, how to take certain classes, and really making sure you're continually moving forward in your degree program. We also have 3 experiential learning opportunities to really help students get real-world experience and building their resume while still in school. And they include research, internships, and studying abroad. And about 80% of our students either do one of them or all 3 of these opportunities. So again, research. Every student is able to conduct research, whether it be your STEM major, history, or even a dancer. Everyone can conduct research. And then internships. Again, we are right outside of Washington, D.C., so you have resources and points of contacts within your department as your professors or faculty members to help get you these internships and helping apply for these internships. So a lot of opportunity to get those real-world experiences while still in school. And we also have a 16:1 student-faculty ratio with our average class size being 25 to 35 students. So that's just a little bit about us. So then how do you get to Mason? What is the application process looking like? We have 2 main ways to apply. You can either use our common application or our own Mason application. Within the application itself, we are requiring an official high school transcript and any test scores that you can provide. Now, George Mason is a score optional school, so if you don't have test scores to provide or don't feel comfortable submitting them, that's okay. You can still apply score optional. Documents that we like to see but are not required but are recommended is an essay and letters of recommendation, and that's because we are holistically reviewing every single application that comes through our office. So we are taking into consideration your transcript, your test scores, if you have any essay, letters of recommendation, resume, etc. Our Honors College does have a required essay, but it does not have an additional application. It's just that required essay. And if you are applying to our College of Visual and Performing Arts, you are required to submit an audition or portfolio. And then looking at some deadlines, we are an early action school, and that early action deadline is November 1st. This is a non-binding application, so when you do receive your decision in mid-December, you are not bound to attend Mason. But you are also automatically considered for any merit-based scholarship that we can provide through our office, as well as being considered for the Honors College is all in the early action deadline. And then the regular decision deadline is January 15th, and those decisions go out on a rolling basis, as well as the FAFSA deadline is also January 15th. So we do want to connect with you guys still. We are still doing virtual tours and virtual information sessions. We are slowly starting to roll out in-person information sessions and tours. So we do recommend to still connect with you guys, either if it is through our virtual experience website or in person on campus. So if you guys have any questions, definitely please feel free to email or call our office, and also I'm able to answer any of your questions in the chat. But again, thank you so much for being here this afternoon and letting us talk about George Mason today.
Thank you. An additional reminder to send any Q&A questions in. And now we'll be hearing from Nova Southeastern University.
Hello and greetings from Nova Southeastern University. My name is Lanisha James and I am the admissions counselor at NSU. We are a private selective research university. And before I get into more information, I have a short video for you.
It's an approach that's less like the classroom and more like the real world. It gives NSU graduate students more clinical experience, more personal attention, more career opportunities, and higher pass rates. NSU is the only university to give all undergraduates a 4-year career coach, and our dual admission programs offer them secured admission to graduate, professional, or medical school. Plain and simple. That's why graduates of NSU's bachelor's, master's, doctoral, and professional degree programs become the kinds of leaders that make a real difference in the real world. And that's what we mean when we say our students have the NSU edge. Nova Southeastern University. Prepare to dominate.
So I would like to cover a few things. I did mention we are a mid-sized university. We currently are at 5,600 undergraduate students with the average class size of about 17 students. We do take pride in that. We want our students to not only connect with each other, but also with their professors and faculty. One of the things that stood out to me most about NSU's undergraduate program is the fact that each student starts out with a career coach as well as an Excel coach. So they have that same coach all throughout their undergraduate career, and they are helping them with things like building their resume, doing mock interviews, even job hunting. If you graduate and decide to come back to NSU because you have a career change, we're here to assist you with that as well. We have over 50 undergraduate programs and 30 dual admissions programs. So we are typically a medical-driven university, but we have all of these different majors. I say that to mention you can't go straight from high school to med school or straight from high school to law school. You have to do your undergraduate program. But with our dual admissions program, that seat is reserved for you. So once you graduate, as long as you maintain the GPA required and you pass the required standardized testing, that seat is right there waiting for you, and you can transition right into that professional program. So while we are very academically driven, we do want you to get involved not only in the community, but also in the university. We have over 120 clubs and organizations with a 99-cent student participation. So whatever it takes, do get involved, network, have fun. We are a Division II university. We have 17 teams, and we actually do not have a football team, but we are the only university in the United States that have a partnership with the NFL team. So all students are welcome to go to all home Miami Dolphin games. I'm not sure if you are a Miami Dolphin fan, but you can become one. We have shuttles that can take you there. We also have your own tailgating section and student section to watch the game. Freshmen are allowed to drive their freshman year, and you are required to live on campus. We do have separate housing strictly for freshmen, and if you are a part of any of the dual admissions programs or honors college, we do have a separate housing where you can have a single versus a triple. So I'll move right along. So what does it take to be an NSU student? On average, we do require students to have an A-B+ GPA. Last year, we had 14,000 applicants and we accepted 1,750. We have recently become test optional, so you are not required to submit test scores unless you want to be a part of those dual admission programs that I mentioned. And last year, on average, it was a 1060 through a 1280 or an ACT of a 21 through a 30. We do have many scholarships that we offer at NSU. We actually gave out over $41 million in in-house scholarships, but we do accept outside scholarships as well. I know many of you may be from out of state. We do have a 35% out of state rate. Most of our students do come from Florida, but we want to expand that and welcome you all. So when the time comes to apply, you can apply with our NSU Shark Select app or the Common application. We will need your official high school transcripts. Now that we have become test optional, you are not required to submit those, but if you decide to, we accept them. We need at least one letter of recommendation, but we can accept up to 3. And the essay is optional, but we do recommend that you do that so we can get a better idea of who you are and why you should be an NSU student. So we absolutely want you to all stay connected through all panels, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, as well as giving our website a check. And you can also reach us at the 954-262-8000 number. To stay connected with me directly, my name is Lanisha James, and my cell is 954-937-9369. I look forward to meeting you all, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. Just a reminder to send in any Q&A questions, and now we'll be hearing from St. Olaf College.
Hi, everybody. I'm just going to share my screen quick. Sorry, just having a little trouble, but I think I've got it figured out. All right, so my name is Shannon and I am one of the Assistant Deans of Admissions at St. Olaf College, and I am the representative that works with all students from Virginia. So if you do apply, I will also be the one to read your application. So any way I can work to get to know you, like today, is an opportunity I really appreciate. So for St. Olaf, we are located in Northfield, Minnesota. So if you are thinking about the state of Minnesota, Northfield is 45 minutes south of Minneapolis and St. Paul. The town of Northfield is a little bit smaller. It's a town of about 20,000 people, and it's definitely a college town. So of that 20,000, 3,000 are students from St. Olaf, and then we also have Carleton College across the river, and they have 2,000 students. So about a quarter of the town is college students, which definitely gives it that college town feel. Academically, we are very much a liberal arts college. So the thing about this that's important to know is that you will have ample time to explore what you want your major to be. You don't have to declare until the end of your sophomore year. And then even after that, you still have a lot of elective space in your academic plan. So your interests, even after you declare your major, can very much keep developing, and you can supplement your major with whatever other classes become interesting to you as you go. Another thing that's unique about our academics is that we have a J term. So our academic calendar is the 414 that you see there. And over J term, you're just taking one class. So it's the same amount of credit as a semester, but a different change of pace since it's just that one class that you need to focus on. This is also a really popular time to study abroad, which we'll talk about more in a little bit. Campus life, I think the biggest thing to know is that 95% of students live on campus all 4 years, and this is a huge contributor to the type of community that we have. You will hear a lot of St. Olaf students talk about how the community and the tight-knit sense of community is one of their favorite things about St. Olaf. Maybe they'll say it's the reason that they chose St. Olaf, but if you are looking for a college experience where you can be fully invested in academics, but also fully invested in a really social environment where students are heavily involved in extracurricular activities and really want to embrace all of those parts of the college experience, St. Olaf is definitely a place you can do that. And I think the fact that students live a 10-minute walk from like everything on campus because they live right there really allows that to be the case. Study abroad is something that a lot of students seek out St. Olaf for. This is our 11th year in a row where we have been the liberal arts college in the country that has sent abroad the most students relative to our size. So that ends up being about 75% of each class. There are tons of different programs to choose from. Financially, I think these programs are more accessible than students might come realizing. All financial aid and scholarship that you get to attend St. Olaf transfers to the cost of these programs. We're also known for our music programs, but really all the fine arts programs I think are reputable and something that students find that they can get a meaningful experience from. The big thing to know is that there is really nothing you can do as a major that you can't do as a non-major. So St. Olaf tends to be a really good fit for students who maybe want to be pre-med or study history or something that is like seemingly very unrelated to the arts, but still want the arts to be a really big, challenging, rigorous part of their experience. We also offer the Piper Center, which is our career center. And one of the biggest things to know about the Piper Center is that they really have a big focus on 4-year programming. So the reason for this is that we want you obviously to find a job after you graduate, but from the start, we want you to be thinking about and constantly evaluating what is this liberal arts education that you're getting mean to you, and what does it make you want to go out in the world and achieve? What questions do you want to answer? What fields do you want to learn more about? So they want you to be really intentional and informed in thinking about what you want to do with your life after you graduate. Our application deadlines you can see up here. The note I would make about this is that we are, like many schools, test optional. We are test optional this year for our first year, but we plan to continue being test optional infinitely into the future. So if you feel like it reflects you well, go ahead and send it, but no pressure to at all. And then lastly, just talking about the financial side of things, St. Olaf offers both merit scholarships as well as being committed to meeting 100% of demonstrated need. So you can see our total comprehensive fee, and then you can also see the average specifically need-based financial aid package. But as I said, we also offer merit scholarships in academics, service and leadership, and those are automatically considered when you apply. And then we also offer fine art scholarships that are available for majors and non-majors. All you have to do is stay involved. So thank you. That is all I have for you. We also have many other virtual visit opportunities at this point. We have some college essay sessions coming up if you want some tips on that. Otherwise, your normal tours, info sessions, interviews, things like that.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from St. John's University, and don't forget to send in your Q&A questions.
Good afternoon. My name is Christine, and I wish I have like a little old hip hop humor, but Chrissy Fresh, you're on. I have 6 minutes. If anyone could message me as to what song that's from, I would love to say I could give you a full tuition scholarship, but anyway, St. John's University, we are in New York City. A lot of times when students hear of New York City, you think tall buildings, smack dead in the Manhattan, open campus, but no, we are located in Queens, which is 11 miles east of Manhattan. We are a suburban urban campus, so it's a traditional campus environment, but easy access into Manhattan. We also have a Staten Island campus that students can apply to. The difference between the two campuses are size. So Queens sits on 100 acres. Staten Island sits on 16 acres. Queens has close to 15,000 undergraduate students. Staten Island has 1,500. So you can, hearing those numbers, you can see how different each campuses are from each other. Staten Island is for a student that wants something small and intimate, and Queens is medium size, and that's where all our majors as well as our sports teams are. Manhattan campus is primarily for upper level business students, actuarial science, and risk management. Majors, we have over 100 ranging from accounting all the way to undecided. Undecided being one of our top 5 majors. Undecided is so popular that we break it down to 4 distinct tracks. If a student is looking for something in the sciences, they could choose undecided science. If you're thinking business but not sure what you want to do with business, you can do business undecided. We have a College of Professional Studies that has majors such as legal studies, sport management, computer science, communication, so a student can choose undecided in that. And if you just have no idea whatsoever, you can just do a plain old undecided. We are medium size, very diverse. We have students from all walks of life. We're diverse in demographics, color, culture, socioeconomic status, and students, you can physically see that diversity when you walk around our campus. Our average class size is 25, and our student-teacher ratio is 17:1. We do offer some dual degree programs, so students can get an advanced degree in a shorter period of time, such as an MBA or even a law degree, we have a 6-year JD program. Study abroad program, we really encourage all our students to do a form of study abroad. We want our students to be global citizens. We have our own campus in Rome and Paris, but students are not only limited to Rome and Paris. Students can start studying abroad as a freshman, and the most popular programs that students that choose to do, and this is when they start after their second year, it's called Discover the World Europe. And that's where you would spend 5 weeks in our Paris campus and take 2 classes. Then they would go to 5 weeks and spend some time in Rome and take 2 classes, and 5 weeks in Limerick, Ireland, and take 2 classes there. Whatever scholarships, financial aid gets applied to a full semester abroad. The end game is to get a job, and we're committed to getting our students employed or in grad school as soon as possible. Last year, 94% of our students were either employed or in grad school 6 months after graduating. The fact that we are in New York City, the internship opportunities are endless. Students are able to do internships while classes are in session. A little fun fact, we did have a student that interned with the Jimmy Fallon show last year, and that's how we had Jimmy Fallon on campus. So cool opportunities, and the fact that you're able to do that year round. Sports are big. We are Division I, Big East. We are known for our basketball team. Half our home games are played in Madison Square Garden, but last year we were number 2 in soccer at the point in the season, and we were top 10, not only in fencing, but also in baseball. We do also have intramurals as well as club sports. Ton of different organizations, over 180. Again, I talk about us being diverse, so we have a wide variety and diverse organizations, whether it be religious-based, whether it be culture-based, career-based, and we do have social fraternities and sororities on campus. We really do encourage our students to get involved. Wherever you really go to college, you should get involved. It helps with the transition. It helps you combat homesickness. But with us at St. John's, it can also enrich your pockets. So if, let's say, you play in our pep band, you get money towards your tuition, dance on our dance team, there's some form of compensation. 55% of our freshmen live on campus. We have fairly new residence halls. When I went to college, everyone shared a bathroom on the floor. It's not like that. You're not seeing residence halls with cinder blocks. Freshmen can pick their roommates as well as their room type. We don't have what we call traditional. It's 2 rooms connected by a bathroom or suite style living. If you want to know more about St. John's, I tell students, please contact me. I am the representative for the Virginia area. We are offering some virtual information sessions, and we also have an open house on October 17th and November 22nd. Now, if any student participates in any of our virtual events, they will be given an additional $500 engagement grant. So that's $500 towards your tuition. Speaking of the application process, it is free to apply. We are part of the Common App. We are test optional. If your SATs, ACTs do not reflect your GPA, I advise students, if you're applying to St. John's, you do not need to submit them. Your admissions will be based on the rigor of your courses, your letter of recommendation. And let's say you do get your test scores later on, you can always resubmit them. You can always submit them to us, and we will give you whatever scholarship is higher, whether you apply with the scores or not. Again, reach out to me if you have any questions, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. So we have some extra time, so I am just gonna ask a Q&A question for all of the presenters to share. I'm just gonna ask you all to maybe share your favorite event that happens on your campus, and we can start with Marshall University.
Yeah, so if you guys are familiar with the movie We Are Marshall, it is based off of Marshall University, and I think that's a big part of our tradition here. So every single year, in honor of the victims of the plane crash back in 1970, we have a ceremony, and we have a memorial fountain located in our student plaza. And on November, the day of the crash, we have a large ceremony, and every single student is welcome to attend. And our president of the university speaks, sometimes victims' families speak, but it's just a really great time for students to come together and kind of recognize what it means to be part of the Thunder and Herd. And then every spring before our first scrimmage game, we turn back on the fountain and have another ceremony. So I think that's a really, really great tradition that we have here at Marshall.
That's awesome. That's a great tradition. George Mason University.
I think one of my favorite events that we do, it's connected to our student organizations and groups. We actually have what we call an international dance competition every year that different student groups come and compete in our Center of Fine Arts. And it's just a very friendly competition throughout our student organizations and groups. And it's just really fun to see just the different things that students can come up with and really being creative. So I think that's one of my favorite things that students do on campus.
That's awesome. Nova Southeastern University.
Hi, so one of my favorite things that happens on campus, historically it was on campus, but now it's virtual due to COVID, but we call it Shark Preview Weekend, where our students who have been admitted can come to campus and stay for the weekend. They get to stay in the residence halls with current students, but they also have the opportunity to connect with other prospective students from all over the world, because they do come internationally as well. They have bonding activities, all food and everything is provided. We have separate sessions for parents to answer questions about maybe campus safety or financial aid, things that students might not think to ask, but they also interview for those premier programs, those scholarship programs that I spoke about. And then we have a farewell brunch and ceremony on that Saturday. So it's really nice to have all students on campus and get to see if NSU is really a place where they feel like they fit in. And we get to, enjoy you all and meet so many different people.
That sounds great.
Thank you.
St. Olaf College.
Yeah, there are many traditions, so it's hard to choose, but I think one of the things that I like is we have optional daily chapel, but this really kind of takes on more of like a TED Talk feel. Sometimes the chapel service, I guess, is more traditionally religious, but often it may not be. And it can be about a whole variety of topics, sometimes campus partners, sometimes speakers from off campus. But I like that there's that time during the day where no one has class where you can come together to hear people talk about a variety of issues.
That sounds really nice. And St. John's University?
Hi. Winter Carnival is my favorite tradition. Every year, Christmas time, we have our own tree lighting ceremony. We have horse-drawn carriages around campus. And then we have like different performances, and then it ends with fireworks when we light the tree. So that is definitely my favorite event on campus, followed by desserts.
That sounds very fun. We still have quite a bit of extra time, so if the reps have anything else they'd like to add, or if they'd like to share maybe about the general vibe on campus or any extra information, I'll just open it up to whoever would like to share.
I would like to add that NSU is offering on-campus and virtual campus tours now. So we would love for you to apply. If you can't make it to campus, that's okay. We do a full presentation as well as a virtual tour around the entire campus. But if you do come on campus, we do have the student ambassadors who you can also connect with, and they'll take you around campus. And you can do that at nsu.com/virtual or NSU.
Awesome. Then if no one else has any other Q&A questions, I'll just say thank you all for joining us. When you go to close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. This was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to check out the full schedule online. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at the website strivescan.com/Virginia. I can leave the webinar up for a little bit longer if anybody has some lingering Q&A questions they'd like to submit right now. All right, it looks like there are no more Q&As, so I'll just say thank you again for joining us. Bye now.